you going to do the previously on?
All right.
I guess you could literally just whatever pops into your head from what we talked about last time.
I hate that I'm still coming off the tail end of this like sickness. It's lasted so long.
You sound great, though.
You sound great.
Thank you.
All right. So, all right. Last time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z,
There it is.
we talked about the first 5 episodes, how great they are as a setup, and Raditz is a little bitch. That takes us to now. This time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z.
We're drinking up a storm over here and just talking Dragon Ball Z. Welcome to episode 2 of Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. We're going to go over episodes 6 through 10 this time.
Woo!
This is a Dragon Ball Z rewatch podcast, so feel free to jump in if you're a newcomer to the show or if you're a lifelong fan like we are. Our buddy Eric will
Hates
jump
Dragon
in.
Ball Z.
He hates it.
He hates it.
He's got to jump in at the end of the Saiyan arc, around episode 35 or so, and we're going to review the arc with him. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
He's not watching the episodes.
No,
at
he's
all.
not. No.
He's not watching the episodes
never seen
whatsoever.
a single episode. I tentatively pitched that he should watch them too, and he was like, no.
He's like, just,
No.
nah. I can do literally anything else with my time. And it'd be better spent.
I think if we made him watch it, he would quit.
Yeah, that's exactly true. He would absolutely not be doing this if we asked him, if we were like, yeah, sit and watch it. He'd be like, yeah, we're not doing the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, so episode 6.
Yes.
The American title is No Time Like the Present.
Ooh.
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it's a good title.
Yeah.
The Japanese title is Even Yama-sama is surprised. The fight continues in the next world. As of this moment in time, nobody, literally nobody that's watching the show knows who Yama-sama is.
No one. My title for this episode is the one where they're setting up the next like 20 or something episodes. That's the title of this episode.
Oh, that is so true. Oh my God, it's so true. This episode starts with
They're over the dead body of Goku.
Yes, that's right.
Which he died. And then he disappears.
he disappears like a force man.
Just like
like a Star Wars force man.
Exactly like a force man.
Yeah.
And so Piccolo says, oh, Kami must have taken him.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, Kami, we all know who that is, the guardian of the earth.
Yes, Kami is the guardian of the verse. He's essentially God, but he's also Namekian, even though Namekian isn't a thing right now.
Yeah, Kami actually means God in Japanese.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he's the yang. This is contrived, but he's the yang to Piccolo's yin, or opposite. He's the yin to whichever one's the black one or the white one.
Piccolo's super evil. And,
Right,
yeah.
and then Kami's the protector of the earth.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is making more sense with questions that I'll have later.
They're two halves of one whole being, which is alluded to eventually, and there's like a silhouette shown.
Yes, that
Which
is my question. Is it
never
in this
comes
episode?
up. No, it's in episode like 8 or 9, maybe.
okay.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
So he poofs,
He poofs.
and then Piccolo says, all right, I'm taking his kid, and I'm going to train him.
It's the best. It's so
Yeah.
good. At first, I was like, this is the most ridiculous writing. But then I realized Piccolo's evil. He's almost destroyed the world. Goku's dead. Bulma, Krillin, and Master Roshi have no chance against this guy.
Yes.
They have to do what he wants.
Yes. He makes it a point to be like, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, I'm taking this kid.
I'm going to take Gohan. I'm going to go train him for a year until the Saiyans get here. Because with Goku gone, he's our best goddamn hope.
Yes.
You guys go find the Dragon Balls and whatever with Goku. I'm going to try to make a warrior out of this little
4-year-old.
Yeah.
Out of his little 4-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And so he does that.
So he does.
But before that, so Bulma,
Oh, this is one of my favorite episodes for Bulma
Oh
because
my
of like
God.
2 shots,
so Bulma picks up the scouter.
which is great for a couple reasons. Probably just one reason. When she's picking up the scouter, for some reason the camera goes point of view of scouter, and so it like
Yes.
shakes while she's handling it and picking it up. It's
That
like,
was super cool.
It was so artsy and cinematographic, whatever. There was so much cinematography placed in that shot. I don't know why. I don't know why.
There's a lot of shots like that.
Yeah,
they do that really well.
Like they actually care about the shots that they're. It's cool. It's great.
And so she picks it up, and I made note of this. She pulls out a special little toolkit and has a screwdriver that just fucking fits.
I love it.
And it just fits in there.
I mean, you're right. It's strange because it's alien technology, but I also love that they made Bulma competent.
Yes, she's
little
a
bit.
genius.
She's super
Krillin
smart.
calls her an actual genius
Yes.
because she opens it up and she just immediately understands this alien technology.
She knows the alien technology.
She just gets it.
And she can interface with it. And she's like, there's a short in here, but I can fix it.
I can just find the short. I can also make the language display in our
English,
language.
which
Yes.
I love that attention to detail because, yes, it's funny that she can use an Earth screwdriver to access alien technology. But it does make note of the fact that, like, yeah, this thing's reading out an alien. We don't know what it says. I can fix that.
I can just do that.
It's great. It's such a good moment for her that I think some of the ancillary characters later on, maybe I hope I'm wrong about this, they get kind of backseated to the main action. They don't get chances to shine. These first few early episodes, the side characters really do get to, like, show off a little bit.
Some real development there.
Yeah, especially with Goku dead and all that. Like, it's not all about fighting, at least not right now.
Yes, it's. We'll see how it goes on moving forward.
Yeah,
because like we said before, we're just kind of catching up on this again as adults. All of our memories of this are tinted very heavily with childhood.
Like end of Frieza Saga all the way to Fusion Saga, I remember very clearly.
But this part...
And it's rose-colored goggles.
Oh, yes. Sure, yeah. We're trying real hard not to be, but it's impossible sometimes to separate yourself from it. It's because it's a universal screwdriver.
It could be, yeah.
That's what it is.
And
for fuck's sake.
You know what? She's super smart. She's a genius. I buy it. And if you don't buy it, you're forced to buy it in this scene.
Yes.
It shows her character. It shows what she is and the part she's going to play in the future. It's great.
And then it cuts to Goku. And then it shows what happens...
He's dead, by the way.
Yes, Goku's who's dead. It shows what happens in the afterlife, which is super interesting. You're just getting all of these world building moments, whether you want them or not. They're happening to you, and so you get to see what happens when you die. You become a little puff cloud.
Yeah, and
then everyone is just a little fucking puff cloud until you get up to the gate of heaven,
essentially like Saint Peter, the judgment, whatever.
Except Saint Pete is a giant red demon. He's just a big, huge fucking dude.
And his name's King Yama, and he's just an office guy.
He's just an office worker.
He's got a desk and a name tag and like a phone, and it's weird.
It's so weird.
My exact note is the afterlife in DBZ is weird. It's so strange.
It's you are a puff cloud until you get up to the gate.
Yep.
And then suddenly you have your form.
You.
Yes. Yeah. But up until then, you're nobody. You're just a soul.
Yep.
King Yama is the one that passes judgment on you in your life and chooses what happens to you after your soul goes to Otherworld. I think it's called Otherworld. Did they call it Otherworld?
They call it Otherworld.
And so Kami, the god character, is there with Goku making a case.
Which, how bonkers is that job? Because he's mortal. He's alive. He's a person, and he's in the afterlife with all the souls, but he's there. It's so weird.
But I love it, though. I love that awesome. It makes no sense, and that's why I enjoy it, because I don't expect things to make sense now.
No.
After the first 5 episodes, I know what I'm in for, and I'm just along for this wonderful ride.
Yeah, but how did Immortal get to not heaven, but limbo, whatever? How did he get there?
He's God, though. He's just there now.
He's just there with Goku.
Yes. There's no explanation as to how that, but here we are. So he's making the case for why Goku should be trained by this mythical figure, King Kai.
Yep. He's like, Goku's a super cool dude. There's a threat approaching Earth. We got to save Earth. He can learn stuff from King Kai.
Yes.
And he should be granted this chance. Shouldn't just go to heaven and lounge about for infinity.
And in the middle of that, Goku says, hey, Yama. Kami's like, dude, you got to address him by his King Yama.
Yeah,
because
it's freaking the judge of all beings.
Right. And Goku's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Yama, where did you see my brother Raditz? And
the big bad. It's so cool. I love this scene so much. The big bad that we've just wanted to kill for 5 episodes ends up in the same exact place as Goku.
Yeah.
Like they're there together almost. It's wild.
Yes. And so he's not physically there. You don't ever see Raditz.
You don't.
But Yama explains, he was a pretty bad guy. And Goku goes, oh, did he try to fight you? Oh, yeah, he tried to fight me, but I got him in my patented Yama lock. He says that.
Yes, I know, and I want to see that episode so badly.
Show me what the Yama lock looks like. You're a giant man.
Scene.
Because he's literally easily 30 stories tall.
Yep.
He's massive, Yama is. What does a Yamalock look like on a regular ass size
person? Yeah. He just makes a fist and he's good to go.
That's what it is, probably. Yamalock is this. He just grips him.
But I love the visual of Raditz, who we've known for these 5 episodes,
as being the biggest bad motherfucker.
Yeah, and he looks at this judgment of all beings, and he's like, I'm taking you.
That's right.
And he tries and he fails so hard. Like, I want to see it.
I would very much also enjoy seeing the fight.
Yeah.
Which it probably wasn't even a fight. It was probably just like, nah, this is where you're going, man.
Yeah, exactly. You're powerless here.
Does he say where he takes him? Does he say where he sends him?
Yeah, he says he got sent down below.
Oh, that's right, down below.
Yeah.
Just
and like logistically, Goku must have missed his brother by literally minutes.
Yes.
It's insane. It's crazy to think about. I love it. Everything about that scene is great.
So that happens. Do we cut back to Earth?
Yes, a couple times. So first of all, Gohan and Piccolo, you get to catch up with them.
Yeah.
Gohan just like Piccolo just plops Gohan in the middle of nowhere.
He puts him in water to wake him up.
Yep. And he almost drowns.
He just
It's like the best hope that Earth has, and Piccolo's just like, whatever. Hope you can breathe, dude.
Yeah.
So Gohan wakes up because he was unconscious. Piccolo sort of explains what's going on. This happens before, but I have to mention the fact that Piccolo didn't have an arm. And at the beginning of the episode, he's just like, plop. It just pops out. It just pops out and he's good to go.
He could have done that at any point in time during the fight. But instead, he waited until everything was done and over with to regrow his arm.
Back.
Yes.
And Krillin's line, that happens and Krillin just goes, that's a handy trick.
Does he say that?
He says that's a handy trick.
Oh my God. I didn't even catch that.
And it's
Holy
not even
shit.
like delivered in a way that puts emphasis where you would think it would be. He just says it, and it's such a good It's such a fun joke.
I do remember now Piccolo's like, your dad's dead. Stop crying. Stop crying.
Subtlety at all. Your dad's dead. Stop being a crybaby, you stupid. Which I know he's evil. I know we're not supposed to side with him, but Gohan has been doing nothing but crying
the last 5 episodes.
And I am done with it. I am so done with this
the
whiny
crying
boy.
And even for the rest of this episode, he cries.
Yeah.
I mean, he holds it in, and Piccolo's like, all right, I'm going to make you into a fighter like your dad and me. And he makes it a point to say, like, your dad and me, because he wants Gohan to know that he's also a badass. It's not just his dad. It's also, he is a badass. He's like, I'm going to train you now.
He's like, if you survive for 6 months in this wilderness by yourself with nothing...
Yes.
I will train you.
Then I will.
That's the deal.
Yes. That's the deal that I'm forcing you to take.
Yes, exactly.
So, see you later. And then he's out. And now it's time. It's time for Gohan to then start crying again.
Yep. And he just does that for the rest of the episode.
For the rest of the episode, he cries.
Yep.
And then we cut to something.
It does cut to, it cuts to Chi-Chi for a while. Just like, where's Goku? Where's Gohan? Even though Goku's dead and Gohan's been kidnapped, she doesn't know.
She's like making food or something.
The problem that I have with Chi-Chi, and maybe it is better just to think of it as a character choice, but like, she was a fighter in Dragon Ball.
She absolutely was. Her dad was the Mountain Ox King.
Yes, the Ox King.
The Ox King, this big badass dude. She's now content being.
She's fine with it.
She's perfectly good.
I accept it. I wish we got to see Chi-Chi kick some ass. Sometime in the show, I really wish that we got to see that.
It sort of.
I don't remember it ever happening, but I hope I will be surprised.
The next couple of episodes, she kicks ass in her own kind of way.
Yeah,
in a Chi-Chi way.
Yeah.
We keep making the references to Abridged because Abridged takes a character trait of each character and just like blows it up.
Expands it,
to the absolute max.
The only part of the character.
You're right, yes.
Abridged is a comedy show. It's meant to be funny. It's meant to exaggerate characters. The fact is, those character traits can shine a little too brightly sometimes, but these are well-rounded.
They really are. And Chi-Chi, as I forgot personally how much character Chi-Chi actually has. I felt bad for Chi-Chi almost.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she's overbearing, but at the same time, she cares, and you can feel that.
Yep.
She just wants the best for her son, even if she's overbearing. And it's refreshing to have those moments where it cuts back to her and she's just cooking. She's trying to take care of everything. Oh, I can't wait for him. Maybe I'll have my son become a scientist.
Yeah.
Because he's doing great at math.
Yeah. And that's overbearing, but it's kind of nice that she like wants the best for her son. Like, she sees what he excels at and wants anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of nice. They cut back to her for a while. Goku gets permission to go train with King Kai. He has to go to this place called Snake Way. Mm-hmm. At the end of Snake Way is where King Kai lives. So he's got to do the journey.
He's got to take a 10,000-mile journey across Snake Way. And so this weird like demon dude is driving him in a car.
It's my favorite
up
part.
to Snake Way.
Yeah.
And Goku's like, I have to go across this. And he's like, yes, only one person has ever gone across Snake Way before. It was King Yama himself.
Yeah.
And Goku's like, all right, bye, and he flies. He just
Which
starts
is so
fucking
great, 'cause
flying.
The whole time he's like, don't fall off the edge. Super dangerous. Don't fall off the edge of Snake Way.
Yes.
You're going to die. This is a perilous path. This winding road that, is way longer than it needs to be. I'm like, Goku can fly.
Yeah.
And then he gets out of the car and does exactly that.
Yeah,
There's so many little moments of the show that I'm like, wait, but wouldn't this work? And then 5 minutes later they do it.
It does.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
Yes.
awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a setup payoff. Also, I need to make note of some of the cutaways that they make. Because
oh my god, I put that down. Is it in this? Yes. My exact note is that race car to Snake Way car transition was way too good for this show.
oh my
It
god,
was amazing. So the Ox King comes by and he's like, "Oh, my grandson Gohan, I can't wait to give him these toys." And Chi-Chi's making dinner or whatever. He brings out this race car and he's racing around, having fun with the toy. And this shot happens where it's like a match shot where it shows the race car and then it goes into the Snake Way and the race car becomes the car that Goku and that demon guy are in.
Yes.
As they're traveling to Snake Way.
it's so
gorgeous.
good. It's so good.
Awesome. It was so good.
Yes, freaking! I was sitting there. The person that I'm watching this with, I'm just gonna keep the question marks there, so no one knows who it is. The person that I'm sitting here watching this with, who has never seen Dragon Ball Z ever, she noticed that. She was like, "Whoa, that was good," and I was like, "That was really good. I gotta write that down." But I'm also talking about some of the comedy timing cutaways, where in the middle of someone screaming or something, they'll do a hard cut to something totally the fuck else. And it's so good. It's so good. Like a lot of the things, I'm going to continue to use the term meandering because there's a lot of meandering.
Yep.
But sometimes they know exactly like, no, next scene. And they perfectly slice it out.
Yeah.
It's so not dated. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's current.
Yeah, the timing is timeless.
Yes. That's perfect. That's what it is.
And then Gohan specifically says to Piccolo, I'm not gonna be a fighter. I'm gonna be an orthopedist."
He says
it again.
He says, and then Piccolo doesn't even tell him no. He goes, "Well, you can be an orthopedist later, but now we need you to be a fighter." Like he doesn't even tell him, "Fuck you, that's dumb."
Yeah,
He's just like, cool.
Yeah, we've seen the beginnings of Piccolo's redemption arc. The sprinklings of it, and finally, I'm pretty sure this episode ends when it cuts back to Goku on Snake Way. He's flying across all this road, doing this awesome shortcut. He starts to get tired
Yes.
because, thankfully, right now at least, flying has rules.
Yes.
It drains your energy. It's taxing. He can't do it all the time, so he has to go back to Snake Way and start running.
Actually going across the path as intended.
Yes,
instead of
which
cheating.
it's just so winding and it's ridiculously long.
It's 10,000 miles.
yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day after watching this. I'm like, 10,000 miles feels ridiculous.
It's like roughly three times, the size of America. Yeah.
Over and over and over.
From coast to coast. Goku will be running this road for the next 12 episodes.
So many episodes.
Yeah, just FYI. So
Which is kind of perfect because it makes sense.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm totally on board with it. It needs to feel like he's earned
Right.
whatever's going to come next. So,
But at the same time, part of me wonders if Toriyama did it so that he has time to just write about other shit
well, the thing is,
and build the world.
Dragon Ball is a show about a little kid who goes on an epic adventure. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I have to wonder if at least part of this Saiyan arc, which was originally intended to be the only arc of the show,
Yes. Yep.
is about Gohan, who's now the little kid going on a great
That's
adventure.
exactly probably true. Yes.
He has to find a way to dedicate more time to the kid, and Goku sort of
Yes.
hands off the torch and all that stuff.
Yeah, I wish they did a literal torch pass kind of thing. Where like Goku hands him the dragon radar. It's like,
then,
you're gonna need this.
It's all up to you now.
Yeah, it's like some really fucking in your face lines.
Yeah.
I would have from this show. I would have accepted that.
Yeah, it
actually,
totally would have worked.
That might be part of why I love this show so much, is because it knows what it is.
Yep.
And it's 100% honest about it. And when it hands you shit like Goku and Piccolo talking back to back, it's very honest in its presentation of it.
It's tropey, it's over the top, but at the same time, like, and this might just be a product of the show coming to America. I think we talked about this, but I don't know if it was recorded. The score, the music, and the acting.
Yes.
Sell it. It's ridiculous. It's tropey. It's over the top. But the way the characters are saying the lines, the way the music works, you buy into it 100%.
I cannot believe we haven't talked about Sean Schemmel's Goku or Chris Sabat. and the way that he plays Piccolo, and then also the way that he plays so many other characters. The fucking voice acting
is so
the
good.
American dub voice acting is so fucking on point.
I really think that's one of the reasons why this show is so timeless, because a lot of animes, especially back then, didn't put a lot of effort into the English dub.
No.
And it's famously, and because of that, famously, the only way to watch anime is the original Japanese. I can't get on board with that personally. There's something about it that I don't love.
Some of the Japanese voice actors are Vegeta's voice actor. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's perfect. Frieza's voice actor, it's perfect in Japanese. And then in Japanese, there is what's her name? I don't remember her first name. Who does
Goku's voice?
Goku's voice.
Yep. Actress.
And she is like 70 or 80 years old. And when they first started doing it, it made sense because it was a little kid, but then she kept doing the voice but now he's an adult and he gets the shit kicked out of him all the time, constantly. So he's always going, wah!
Yeah.
And it's an old woman, and all you can hear is the old woman part. Yeah. So I agree on that. Like, I watched Super in the Japanese original. I just can't get over how much there's wah! Over and over of an old woman. Anyway. English dub is amazing. Yeah, I forgot how it got here.
I like it a lot. So the episode ends with Goku just going on Snake Way. Episode 7 is called Day 1. The Japanese title is called Survival with Dinosaurs. Gohan's harsh training.
Oh, yeah, that's I called the one where dinosaurs are just a thing. So, yeah.
Basically, the premise of this episode is Piccolo leaves Gohan to fend for himself for 6 months, and Gohan is a super bad crybaby. My initial thought was like, Piccolo's leaving this kid here. He has the highest power level. Why isn't he just training him? What if he dies because he's a stupid kid? And then you lose all hope. But I was having trouble understanding Piccolo's logic.
But you do see Piccolo is actually watching over him in this episode. This is the episode where you can see that he is trying to get him to watch over himself, but at the same time, he's not going to leave him just to die in the wilderness.
Yeah.
A thing happens where there's a dinosaur that's chasing Gohan, and there's too many goes.
I know.
Like,
we haven't even gotten to them all yet.
I know. So there's a big ass dinosaur, which the dinosaur is a character now, I guess, who was introduced.
Introduced and then comes up a couple more times at least. Yeah.
And it scares the shit out of him, but he gets angry, and then he jumps up 60 stories
at least
onto the top of a mountain.
And he doesn't even realize he's doing it. Like, the dinosaur almost eats him, and you think it eats him.
Yes.
But then he's just up there.
Yes.
Like he teleported.
Also, in the previous episode, freaking Piccolo throws Gohan as hard as he can against a mountain. I can't believe we forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought I made a note about it. I guess I didn't. It's insane.
And when he's trying to convince essentially Gohan to, like, okay, we need you to, as a fighter, you have a hidden power. I don't have any power. Yep. Oh yeah, watch this. And he throws him against a mountain, and then Gohan gets upset in midair and fires a blast of upset powers
and blows the mountain up.
Not just the mountain, but the ground. He tills it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's so good.
And he goes, "Did I do that?" Like Urkel. I thought that was pretty good. And Piccolo's like, "Yeah, that was you."
He's like, "See, you have power. Bye."
Yeah, bye. And that's when he goes bye. So then in this episode, even though he knows now he has power, he isn't aware. Like, he has no memory.
In Gohan's defense, he's 4 years old.
True.
Like, some of that does shine through of him being a young child.
Yes. So he jumps up, boop, 60 stories on tippy top of it's kind of a mountain, but it's like a pillar. It's more of a pillar than anything else.
It's like a giant rock pillar with jungle growing off.
That's what it is. Yes. And so he's up there now, and he looks down at the edge, and he goes, "Nope," and he starts crying.
Yeah, he's stuck up there.
And then cuts to something else. Probably
it's like that for the entire episode.
Yes.
For a while. So Krillin, for some reason, changes out of his clothes into a suit to go deliver the news to Chi-Chi that Goku's dead and Gohan's been kidnapped. He really doesn't want to do it. He ends up spending the episode like having dinner with Chi-Chi and King, the Ox King,
because he keeps putting off telling them that Goku's dead.
And at some point it gets really awkward. And
every moment it's really awkward.
I really do hate that moment with Krillin because he's a good guy, goddammit.
Yeah.
And anyway.
And you would think he would be able to actually just tell them the stuff.
Yes.
And he should, but also...
because it's funny and whatever, he doesn't.
Well, it's Chi-Chi, who is way stronger than everybody is aware of.
I do love that how everybody's scared
of Chi-Chi.
Everybody is. God damn it, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because they really are. Because she's this freaking...
this super powerful martial artist.
Monolithic.
And overprotective mother. Yeah, this presence. That's
what it is.
Everybody is scared of their moms when they're younger because they're the adult. Chi-Chi is that,
Right.
but for other adults.
But for other adults, that's exactly who she is. And so the whole time he can't tell her. He just can't.
He can't.
And so he ends up.
And then the episode ends. You think that in traditional American television, the arc would be can't tell her. At the end of the episode, finally tells her. The next episode starts. He still hasn't told her.
No,
Not
still.
only has he eaten dinner with them, but
Now he's sleeping over.
Yeah, the Ox King freaking loves Krillin for some reason. They're best friends.
Yeah,
and
which
he's
is
like,
weird,
don't
yeah.
leave. Stay for dinner. Play with toys with me. Come sleep with me in this bed. But
Yeah.
not like in that way. Just like
All of those things that you
slumber
just
party.
said are best friendly things,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, uh-huh.
So it's like, how well do they know each other? I honestly, I haven't seen
I
Dragon
can't
Ball
remember,
in so
yeah.
long.
Yeah, it's when
so
Krillin's a kid and
multiple,
anyway.
don't remember any of how they even know each other.
So we see Krillin on that same night. It's nighttime. He's sort of slept over. He's wearing his gi, which is weird to me because
That was weird,
he was
wasn't
wearing
it?
the suit for dinner. So he had a change of clothes.
You
at
just brought that
Goku's
along.
house? I don't understand.
I guess you just always wear your gi, though.
It's always underneath everything,
If you have
yeah.
a gi, you always wear the gi.
So he's just trashing the suit because
he's just leaving the suit there.
Yeah.
He's just giving Chi-Chi more fucking... He doesn't have the balls to tell Chi-Chi your husband's dead, but he will leave her more chores.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so he leaves. He just leaves in the middle of the night. He doesn't. I hate this episode for Krillin.
Yes. Yep.
He just leaves because he can't tell her. And then it goes to this episode jumps to Kami Tower, which what the hell? In a couple episodes later, they call it Korin Tower.
So there's two different towers.
Okay.
Okay, there's two different towers. So there's Korin's tower. Korin is the cat.
Yes.
The cat with the staff.
Uh-huh.
Where Goku had to get the sacred water from the cat. That was an
In
arc.
Dragon Ball.
In Dragon Ball, yes. Goku wasn't strong enough to kill Chairman Tao or Assassin Tao, Mercenary
idea who you're
Tao.
talking about.
Okay, he wasn't strong enough to kill a guy, and so then he had to get stronger. So he climbed Korin's tower to try and get the sacred water from
Okay.
Korin, which the sacred water supposedly makes you stronger. But really, it's just you're fighting against a strong cat, which makes you stronger because it's just regular ass water when he
Okay.
gets it.
And Korin's Tower is the same deal with Kami Tower, where it's like the lookout of the world, and you have to climb this tiny little pole that leads
Yes,
all the way. That's
pretty much
connected to
sort of.
Okay.
Yes, so it's two separate existent.
Right, but it's the same principle.
Right. Right. Yes. So Korin's Tower is where they're going to get all of these Z fighters. I think that's what they're called.
Yes, to go train.
All the old like
Dragon Ball characters.
the secondary Dragon Ball characters that are sort of strong-ish.
Yeah.
Like not super strong, but sort of strong.
Yeah.
Strong enough.
They're going to train him, so
They're
they're
gonna
stronger
Yeah, they're gonna get.
to fight the Saiyans.
Yeah.
So, whatever. All of that.
That's all
But
happening.
the way that you, the listener, feel right now with your brain sort of cracking is how I felt when it cut to Kami Tower. We get our first look at Kami Tower, Mr. Popo, and Kami, the guardian of Earth.
Oh yeah, and he's explaining.
And he's explaining the relationship between him and Piccolo, and it broke my brain.
Yeah, did
I was
it?
done.
Did
I
it
didn't
really?
understand what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
So he's like God and Piccolo's like the devil, but if one dies, the other dies. But Kami,
Yes.
the guardian of Earth, is going to die of old age really soon, like within the next year. So when he dies, Piccolo's going to die?
So King Piccolo is the Demon King.
Yeah.
Piccolo that we know is that Piccolo's son.
Also called Piccolo. He's Piccolo
Also,
Jr.
he's Piccolo Jr. Yes.
Okay.
And so Kami is the good version of him.
Okay.
He exists as the yin to Piccolo's yang.
Okay. So it's not explained very well, but Kami is God and Piccolo is essentially the devil. They're linked.
Kind of, exactly it.
Super powerful beings that are sort of over Earth.
Yes. Kami explains on the lookout, okay, we're two halves of the same whole. And then there's like a silhouette of a weird creature that never, ever comes up again,
Okay.
ever.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So there's that cutaway.
That happens, and then we probably go back to Goku running on Snake Way.
We do. It's
and
interesting.
then-
It's cool. So he's running, and then he's like, hey, this road is winding. I could make this jump, no problem. So he starts jumping, and my note is jumping across Snake Way seems super stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 3 seconds later, he jumps and doesn't make it and starts to fall down.
Oh, yes.
And there's like this swirling vortex. of
creepy
evil.
hands
Super
just
creepy,
start reaching out to
yeah,
him.
like legit creepy. And he pulls him away, and he's able to fly up back to the Snake Way, and he's like, shit. There's no way around this. I got to run. And so
Yeah.
he starts running, which I love. I
Yes.
like that he's trying to get somewhere to train, but he has to earn it. There's no shortcuts.
Right.
There's no easy way out. He has to do this the way that they intended.
Yes, and he keeps
I love
complaining
that.
about how hungry he is.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yes, he has to earn it. He has to go through obstacles. He has to get there on his own.
before he even gets on Snake Way, he tells the demon guy, hey, tell everybody on Earth.
Yes.
Find fortune teller Baba to tell everybody on Earth that don't wish me back.
Yeah, so
for a
there's
full year.
this mystical witch fortune teller lady that was in Dragon Ball, I assume.
Yes, I feel like Eric should just listen to these episodes
I know,
because
right?
he's not gonna. We're gonna try to explain this, and he's gonna be like, "Dude, what the hell are you even talking about?"
The problem is we're gonna have to compress 35 or so episodes into an hour instead of 5 episodes. So it's really we're gonna lose all the nuance and stuff. I think that's gonna be better. For
yes, it probably will be. Anyway,
so there's this witch lady fortune teller who's sort of mystical and can interact with the afterlife, whatever. Tell my friends not to wish me back with the Dragon Balls, which is their plan. It's Krillin, Bulma, and Roshi's plan to get the Dragon Balls, make a wish, and get Goku back. He's like, I got to train with this mystical being King Kai. I'm going to learn way more here than I would on Earth in that year. So just tell them not to wish me back until the Saiyans arrive in 1 year.
Yep.
And we cut to an afterlife that's basically that scene from Beetlejuice, where all of the weird, super crazy demons and monsters live that has no reflection on reality whatsoever.
Nope. And they're just doing normal shit.
Yes. They're just like drinking. That we get to see the fortune teller, what's her name?
Baba.
For the first time. And she gets the information from this demon dude.
Yeah.
And she's like, fine, Goku owes me a ton of favors already, but I'll deliver the message. Whatever.
Cool.
That's all I have.
Well, that's all that she does. I think that's it. Yes, I'm pretty sure because episode 8 happens.
Oh, shit. We're here. I love this episode. This episode's called Gohan Goes Bananas in English, which is hilarious.
It's good.
It's the first pun title, and it's fantastic.
It's good.
It's also in Japanese called, let's see if I can get all of it. A Great Transformation on a Moonlit Night. The Secret of Gohan's Power. That's what it's called.
I really love these Japanese ones.
They're
I don't
terrible
know why.
and they're great.
It's like it's this kind of heartwarming feeling that I get when I hear it.
Uh-huh.
My title is the one where Bulma shoots the squad with a fucking M16.
I have that note like way down. Oh my god.
What in the world?
Yeah, what the hell?
So, okay, how does it start? How does this episode even start?
First of all, my note is if what's happening is what I think is happening, the title is genius, which it is and it does, and it's brilliant. Bulma and Roshi and the turtle and Yamcha?
Not quite. It's Bulma and actually it's Krillin is there. Krillin comes back from not being able to tell. Yes, the
he goes
family.
back to the Kami Island.
So he's at Kami Island and he reports back and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't tell him." And then so they all go to sleep or something. And then Bulma is fixing the scouter. And she just does. She just fixes the fucking thing.
I know, it's great. It's another sign of her genius. I love this.
Yes. So she fixes it.
Because she pulls an all-nighter. She hasn't done it since college. Which I really love. That's such a good character moment. Like, she spent time.
Yes.
She tried and finally got it.
She fixes the thing, and you can tell she's tired. Her eyes are like half. She's drinking a cup of coffee. And then she fixes it, and everybody else is asleep. And they won't wake up to see her progress and what she's done. And she's so upset that she gets a gun and shoots them with the gun.
It's not explained.
No.
It's like a cutaway gag. It's like a Looney Tunes moment. It is weird.
Yes.
But she just shoots Roshi, the turtle, and Krillin with a goddamn honest-to-God machine
gun. With an M16. She fires at them with a named weapon.
Yeah, and then everybody's freaking out because they're getting shot, and then 2 seconds later, it's fine. Everything's fine.
They're on the ground with actual, like, bullet marks on them.
Yes.
But they're not, it's not like bullet holes. It's just like they impacted them.
And they're fine.
That comes up in Super, actually. But anyway, we'll get to there later.
The point is, I think it was just meant as like a Looney Tunes funny joke moment, but it's super weird and jarring because the show really hasn't done too much like that.
Especially translating it to how things are nowadays, it's kind of like,
super,
she just gunned these people down.
Yeah. Could have hit him with a newspaper, could have done a lot of stuff.
Whatever. No, gun.
Fired a machine gun.
Gun.
It's super weird. Everybody's scared of Chi-Chi. They don't want to tell her the truth.
And then somebody knocks on the door on Kame House, and it's Yajirobe.
Which we have not seen in the show up to this point, I'm pretty sure. But is a character from Dragon Ball who's Korin's friend.
He's just this dude. Like, he's just kind of a chubby dude who's got a sword.
He lives on Kami Tower, well, below it.
Yes.
And with the cat Korin that we mentioned.
I don't know anything else about him other than he's just a schlub.
Yeah.
He's just a schlubby motherfucker. That's his whole thing. That's all he does.
And he's like, you got to gather the other fighters, the other ancillary characters from Dragon Ball.
The other Z fighters.
Yeah, bring him to the tower, and we're going to train him because the Saiyans are coming in a year.
You're right. Yes.
That's our plan.
We're gonna make you good.
Yeah, Kami wants you to do all this. I love Goku in this episode because it cuts to him. He has, I think, 2 scenes. And I say scenes very, very generously. They cut back to Goku, and he's running on Snake Road, and he's like, boy, talk about long and winding roads.
Oh my god.
And then it cuts to the next scene. It's over.
Yeah.
That's it.
I noticed that too. So it goes to Gohan for like maybe 10 seconds. And Gohan's on top of this tower thing still, and he goes, nope, still too scary. And then it cuts to Goku, who's on top of the snake thing, which it's kind of a parallel. And then it cuts back to Gohan, I think. And is that where he drops the apples? So Piccolo at some point drops Gohan apples.
Yes, it is.
And Gohan complains that they're sour.
In fairness, he says that at first, and then he's like, fuck it.
And he
starts
keeps eating the apples.
He keeps eating the apples.
That was the only time in the first 10 episodes that I genuinely started to feel bad for Gohan. Because he was up there, and he was like, I wonder what mom's making for dinner.
Yeah.
And then he starts eating the apples.
He seems like a kid.
Yes.
Genuinely.
And that was the moment where I was like, oh yeah, he's 4.
Yeah, he's 4 years old.
There are moments where that shines through.
Although I did note that I wonder how much stronger Piccolo would be if he wasn't spending all of his time watching Gohan.
Yeah.
Like, he's not training at all.
No. Yep. Didn't he say, I've got my own training to do?
He's got his own training to do, but it's actually just a cover to watch Gohan and make sure he's okay. Although after he gives him the apples, he's like, that's the last thing you're going to get from me, kid.
That's right.
Even though you have no idea that I'm doing it in secret.
You little whippersnapper. You're going to find your own apples.
It's actually nice because it's part of his arc, whatever. Anyway, so the moon...
Kami makes mention of that.
It does.
Kami on the tower.
In that huge plot dump that confused me, Kami's like, I can see Piccolo, and yeah, he's the yin to my yang, and he's super evil. There are sparks of goodness. Something's happened to him.
Yes, there's a
He's
change.
changing.
I'm starting to see a change.
Yeah, which is really cool. It's interesting. It's a cool character development that's happening very slowly and very methodically.
Now we're at the end.
This is the good part.
This is the part
we've all been waiting for. It's a full moon tonight. The night that Gohan has the apples is a full moon. He gets a little curious. He looks at it because it's a full moon. That's what kids do. He's like, I've never seen a full moon before. And then he turns into a monkey.
I think not just any monkey. Not just any monkey, though.
We find out it's a cool kind of payoff because we remember back in the last episode, Goku says, I've never seen a full moon before. And everybody's like, shh, shut up. No, don't talk about it.
Yep.
And we kind of get the payoff of that because Raditz makes mention of like, you don't understand what you are or whatever. Gohan still has his tail. He's a Saiyan. He's half Saiyan. He sees a full moon. He transforms into a gigantic, powerful monkey. This is the answer to the question, what the hell happened to Goku when he was a kid?
Right.
What was Raditz talking about? Yeah, we see it. And Piccolo sees it.
Yeah. You know what I kind of like about Dragon Ball Z? You have a look on your face.
The next part is just nuts.
It really is. It really is. I have to make mention of something that I like about Dragon Ball Z is the payoffs come in waves. It seems like there's always payoffs happening. Yeah. Like constantly, there are little things that are set up and paid off, and then big things that are set up and paid off.
And it's nice. It's really cool.
It really, really is nice. It comes in sets.
That as a kid.
No, me neither.
I wasn't paying attention to that stuff.
But it comes in sets. It's almost like music. Like there's quarter note payoffs, and there's eighth note payoffs, and there's bar payoffs, and then there's song payoffs, whatever.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see as an adult, like, wow, there's some genuine substance there other than just people screaming at each other.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Exactly.
So anyway,
it's very nice.
Let's get to the part in this episode.
So Piccolo sees the giant monkey transform, and he kind of makes the connection that Saiyans, when they see a full moon, when the full moon's out, they transform into a giant monkey. And he's looking from Gohan the monkey to the moon, back and forth. And my note is, wait, that can't be his plan. Please be his plan. He says, the moon. They need the moon. They also need the tail, idiot. But he blasts the moon and blows it up. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone from the night sky. And I just said, yep, he blew up the moon. That's probably fine.
It's probably...
They don't make mention of anything, any consequence at all, ever. Piccolo just blows up the moon to turn Gohan back into a kid, and it's fine, except the world is in danger, but they don't make mention of it.
Right, no, it's not that big. It just happens to exist. Like the moon in this universe, I guess, it's not a big deal whatsoever.
It's fine. It doesn't affect the Earth at all.
The person I was watching this fucking show with was like, don't we need the moon for like tidal?
Yeah.
And I'm like, just don't. Just You can't. You can't. At this point, with the dinosaurs and the weird flamingo shit and the aliens,
it doesn't matter.
You can't.
So Earth doesn't have a moon for the rest of the whole show.
For the rest of the whole show, they keep it that way.
They do.
Oh my god,
they do. Because the moon isn't a person you can wish back. So, Gohan's asleep now. He's a kid again. Piccolo comes over and he finally makes the connection. Okay, it's the moon and the tail. I'm going to cut off the tail. Literally, he just pulls it off. He just pulls off the kid's tail.
He just yanks it.
It's nothing. It's nothing to him. He just pulls off the tail and it's fine.
Yes, we've seen people hold onto each other's tails. Freaking Raditz was holding Gohan by his tail before, and now whoop, it comes off like a Mr. Potato Head piece. He just whoop. Takes it off.
It's amazing, but that's not the best part of the episode, because 2 seconds later he's like, "Oh, kid, I guess I kind of like you now. I'll give you a chance to survive out here, but you won't know it's from me. I'm going to give you a little special help." And he closes his eyes and concentrates, and he creates clothes and a sword out of nothing.
Yes,
for Gohan.
He wills them into existence.
He wills them into existence, and then he flies away. This episode is the best.
It really is. It reminds me of a part in episode 6 where he's like, "I'm gonna train you," when he's explaining, "Okay, I need to train you now."
Yeah.
Then he goes, there's a moment of silence, and he goes, "Take off your poncho."
Yes,
he just
it was
says
so weird.
And it's like,
wait, hang on.
And then he like throws it somewhere, and then Gohan just goes and fucking gets it later in the episode. It like doesn't make any sense at all.
It's for nothing. So Piccolo has these powers of creation that I think we never, ever see again. Ever?
One time, maybe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
looking forward to
Cell
that.
Saga. That's how far along it goes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Piccolo keeps getting these incredible superpowers.
Yes!
And he doesn't really use them. It's crazy. That's how the episode ends.
That happens. So he's asleep, and he's got new clothes and a sword now.
Yep. Episode 9 is maybe the weirdest one of the bunch of every episode that we've covered so far. It's weird. It's
oh my god. Yes, weird. I've got a good title for this.
Okay, good. The American title is The Strangest Robot. The Japanese title is Sorry Robot-san, The Desert of Vanishing Tears.
Okay, yes.
What's your title for this one?
Strap in. So my title for this one is the one where Gohan gets attacked by an alligator and then a saber-toothed tiger and then gets carried off by a hawk, which gets attacked by a pterodactyl, which then drops Gohan into a pit where an ancient robot gets upset that he's been awoken and demands to be put into standby mode. That's the title of the episode.
This episode was the first episode that I was like, holy shit, this is filler.
Yeah.
This is so filler. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I think we're with Gohan the entire time. I can't remember any specific
There might be one where Goku goes, "I'm hungry."
Oh, yes, this is my favorite cutaway of all 10 episodes. I'm so excited to talk about it. But this episode starts with Gohan waking up and peeing.
Oh my, he does that so many times.
He does that so many times. My note is Gohan sure pees a lot. None of the other characters ever go to the bathroom.
No.
But the little kid Gohan, for some reason,
every time he wakes up,
3 or 4 times. Every time he wakes up, he does it. Yeah,
he just pisses somewhere.
Which is fine. You know, it's a good way to grow up. You know, you got to use the bladder functions. Make sure you're good to go. But it's fucking weird in this show.
It's a little weird how many times he does. Take time out of the show to take a piss.
Yep.
Yes, it's odd.
It's very strange. And I love, this is the first time Gohan wakes up after Piccolo gives him his clothes and stuff, so he's kind of discovering all this when we catch up with him.
Yeah.
He can't walk. He has trouble walking because his tail's gone.
That was a good moment,
it doesn't blatantly shout it out from the rooftops or anything like that. It just shows him struggling to walk. He doesn't say, "Oh, my tail, my balance is off because my tail's gone." He just does it, and it's great. It's such a good moment. Very well done. And then, in reference to your title, right after that, he gets like water, and then he's attacked by the alligator, et cetera, et cetera.
He's attacked by an alligator, and then a saber-toothed tiger beats the alligator because it's faster, and then he gets carried off by a hawk, which then gets attacked by a pterodactyl, and then the pterodactyl attacks the hawk, which is carrying him still, and drops him into a pit where he awakens an ancient robot. I thought it was an ancient robot at first.
Yes, so did I, but it isn't. My note for this part is... Gohan might have the worst or best luck of all time in the first 5 minutes of this episode.
Right,
because he survives.
He does survive.
But holy shit, is that a Rube Goldberg device of epic proportions?
That's what I
insane.
thought too.
Yeah.
It literally is one of the,
Yeah. So Gohan ends up in a pit. He recognizes the symbols on the walls from his studies that his mom makes him do. He's in some sort of ancient temple, and he stumbles on a robot.
A robot.
Just a robot buried in the sand.
Because it's not weird that robots exist, because dinosaurs, and also there are animal people that also are a part of
and
the
robots
world.
are part of this too. It's fine.
Yes, it's wonderful, as a matter of fact.
Great.
It's wonderful.
He just accepts it. He turns on the robot, and the robot's like, "Shut me down, you idiot."
That's what happens. Oh my god.
And I did. I thought the robot was an ancient robot. I was like, does DBZ have like a weird advanced backstory like Adventure Time where a bunch of stuff happened that we weren't privy to, and this is the world now?
Right.
But it turns out not to be the case.
Sadly.
It does cut away to Goku for like a split second, and he's just running, and he's like, "What's a guy got to do to get a burger around here?" And I love that quote. It's so good. That's all the scene is, and he just runs it. He's just telling it like it is, man. He just wants a burger.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
he's the main character of our show.
And that's his contribution to the episode. No, he has one better in this episode, but
okay.
And then there's the robot in the ancient tomb. My note is just like, what the hell is this? That's almost my last note of this episode.
Of the whole episode?
Because Gohan has to, he has a way out of this temple he's gotten stuck in underground, but the way out is like, it leads out to a giant crevice.
Sure.
Where he would fall and die. He can't get across it. So
Yeah.
He's stuck in the temple with the robot. Robot will not help him at all, is super selfish, and is just like, just leave me here to die.
Yeah, just I'm saving my batteries for put me back in standby mode.
Yeah.
Put me back in standby mode. And then Gohan is just crying so much that it shakes the entire cavern that they're in, because they're stuck in this cavern.
Several times. Collapses.
Gohan's crying like a little baby, and it's a lesson for Gohan.
Yes.
That this is the first being that Gohan has interacted with that hasn't either like tried to murder him in the last couple days, or been so brutally mean to him and then told him his dad was dead and left him for dead.
Yeah.
So he's like, I just want your help, Mr. Robot. And the robot wants nothing to do with him.
He's not mean about it. He's just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, just go away.
Yeah, you're your own person. Go fix your own problem.
And so Gohan's like, I'm going to fix your eyes now.
Yeah.
Because the robot's eyes are broken.
Yeah.
And the robot can only hear things.
So he can fix the robot eyes.
Yeah, so he just screws them in a little bit.
And they're fine.
And then the robot can see things. He's like, you little... Oh, you are little. That was offensive. My apologies. And then Gohan goes, I'm hungry. And the robot says, eat some spiders or scorpions or whatever. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. Shut me down. Shut me down. Really, I don't think we can emphasize how much this robot wants to be turned off.
Oh my God. It's nonstop.
And so then he eventually... Gohan cries more, and it threatens the robot's life because the cave shakes. And so the robot goes, look, at the other end of the cave, there's mushrooms. Just cook up the mushrooms. And this is the weirdest part for me, the episode. Gohan brings back the mushrooms and then says, God. Oh, you're a Capsule Corp robot, right? All Capsule Corp robots come with a steaming mechanism.
Yeah. All Capsule Corp robots have a cooking
apparatus.
Built into their design. Yeah. Every single one.
Every friggin' one. Just all of them have cooking. And then the robot's like, oh, yeah, we totally do. Give me your mushrooms. I'll cook them up. Can you do them the way my mom does them? They're done. Yeah, that was also pretty funny though.
Do you want to add spices? Hurry up! You gotta choose.
You got a moment. Pick now.
Stop being so indecisive.
And boop, they're done now. And then he eats them. And then Gohan reflects. Things sure have been really bad lately.
Yep.
Oh, my life isn't amazing right now. And the robot's like, so you're gonna turn me off? Because that's all I've been asking
Please, for the love of God, standby mode.
Yes. And so. I forget what even happens. I think he cries more, and then a pillar falls, and the robot
cries more. It shakes. The pillar falls. The robot
saves Gohan.
Yeah. He's starting to like him now.
Yes, somehow.
I don't know
because
no idea.
Whatever. And the robot's like, dude, you got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I saved your life, but the passage to freedom is now blocked.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Exactly. You idiot.
Yeah.
You dummy.
So Gohan's like, I'm gonna dig you out.
Yeah, the Gohan's like, with my sword, I'm going to dig out the robot, and you'll be free also.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting that to work when, like, he couldn't dig him out all the way. And the robot's like, look, fuck it. You're going to be the death of me anyway. Just all my remaining juice, just convert it to my power cells.
Yeah, cross these wires and I'll help you.
Plug the red wire into the blue wire. He literally says that, and he literally does that. And then now the robot, which has been stuck down here this whole time.
30 years, it turns out.
Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah.
Now he's just able to move.
Yeah, he's
he
an
couldn't-
excavation robot.
He
and
couldn't have
got
did that
stuff.
himself.
Whatever.
And when he gets freed, it turns out most of the robot that you see is just like an upper torso and then a faceplate and then arms.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the whole
That's
robot.
all the robot. He was almost out anyway.
When he comes out, he's got little flippers for feet. There's
that's
little
it.
flippers, but that's it.
Yeah.
He was pretty much out already.
Yeah. And for his last act of strength, he throws Gohan out across the crevice.
Yes.
And then the temple collapses and the robot dies.
And then the robot dies.
Gohan instantly goes back to him to just make sure he's dead, and he's dead.
He's really dead, and then Gohan feels really sad, and then that's the moment where Gohan goes, "I won't be a little bitch anymore."
Yeah, and then it's at his like about face.
And then and then he's not a little bitch anymore.
He's not a little bitch anymore. He doesn't ask the robot's name ever.
That's true. That's pretty brutal.
Also, my favorite cutaway, and then the episode ends. It's over.
Yeah, but in the middle of that somewhere,
In the middle of that somewhere, it
Yes.
cuts to Goku twice more. The first time
Okay.
he's running and he's like, this is after the burger comment. And he's just like, hey, I wonder what cloud tastes
oh
like.
my god, I forgot all about.
And then it's over. It's a funny joke. It's pretty good. And then it cuts back again for 2 seconds and he eats a cloud.
He straight up eats
He
a cloud.
just eats a golden afterlife cloud.
That's right.
Full on chomps it.
Nom, nom, nom.
That's it.
And then he says, "That was pretty good."
Yeah. And then he keeps running.
Then he just keeps running.
It's the most amazing cutaway I have ever seen in my life. That's his whole episode, is him eating a cloud.
I guess clouds provide sustenance in the afterlife.
They
or something.
must, because it works.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm pretty full." Like, really? From the cloud? And then it cuts back to Gohan crying over a dead robot. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a like a
It's so
juggle
weird.
emotion
And
thing.
those are the only two stories in the whole episode.
Yes.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's a weird ass episode.
It did filler.
Yeah.
Yes.
I suggest you skip it, except for that cutaway.
That's right. Skip to 1623 so you can watch Goku eat a cloud.
Yeah. It's
Oh my
nuts.
god.
Episode 10.
Episode.
This
10.
is a nuts episode also, but in a totally different way. English title
Yes.
is A New Friend. Japanese title is Don't Cry Gohan, His First Fight.
I didn't make a title for this one because I'm just not going to make a title for the last one in every
Yeah.
single
Oh, that's
series,
pretty
I
good.
guess.
Yeah.
We thought Gohan wasn't a little bitch, but turns out he still is a little bitch.
A little bit.
A little bit of a little bitch.
Because that is what I said. The first note of this is he was so whiny before.
Yes.
This is the payoff to that. There is a reason that he did nothing but cry and whine and say daddy for 9 episodes. It's so that starting in episode 10, you could see the change.
Yes.
He doesn't cry.
It's super nice.
He's a little bit more competent, and it totally makes sense from a narrative perspective at this point. The problem
Yes.
is you have to go through 9 episodes of annoying Gohan to get to the point where he starts to turn.
Yes. Starts.
yes.
Starts because it's not always going to be like that.
No, it isn't.
And so he finally gets his own food.
Yep.
He gets his own food and he hurts himself a little bit.
And he fixes himself up, remembers what his dad taught him about
There's a nice little
about first
flashback
aid.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
his dad taught him some first aid.
Goku's a good dad for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a moment, another point on the Goku's a good dad scale.
Oh, and then there's a monster in Gohan's cave, but he doesn't see it. Goes to bed.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah.
Gohan goes into a cave, and then there's a monster in there, and then,
Yeah.
goes to sleep.
He's been living there for a bit, it looks like. So, and then it cuts to the weirdest goddamn thing. After 3 episodes of living in the jungle and dinosaurs and Snake Way,
yes.
it cuts to a baseball game in a city, like a real life baseball game. That's all it is. It's just real humans playing against real humans that are playing the game of baseball. And it's great. Like it was jarring in the way that seeing the dinosaur for the first time was jarring.
Yes.
Seeing this normal thing after all of that, it was wild. And it's Yamcha, a character from Dragon Ball, martial artist, pretty good fighter in the Dragon Ball series at least. And he's now turned to professional baseball. He's getting paid money, but he hates it because he just has to play baseball. He's super good at it though.
Because he's a
But he's a fighter. He doesn't get to fight in baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you asked me earlier who my favorite character is. It's still Supreme Kai, but Yamcha, honestly,
He's up there.
He's up there. I really like Yamcha. And
I loved him in this episode.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Not even in like an ironic way, because moving forward we'll talk about it.
Sure.
But like I really love Yamcha.
Yeah.
He's because he's got in the baseball game, he talks about how boring it is to his little floating
To his little
cat.
floating cat that nobody cares about?
His floating cat, which also is a shapeshifter, by the way, if you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poir, and also the ham guy went to the same shape-shifting school when they were kids. That's a true thing. That's real. The ham guy whose name I forgot.
Oolong.
Yeah, that's it. Oolong. He's lamenting, I never get to fight. Ugh.
Yeah.
Everything sucks. I get paid 20,000 zenny to hit a ball.
Yeah, just to play baseball.
And that's who he is.
Yeah.
That's like his whole character.
It is pretty cool though. He gets to the coach is like, dude, we really need you out there. We're gonna lose this game if you don't do it. He's like, okay, I'll go out there for 20,000 zenny.
Yes.
And it works.
Which, yeah, I guess is probably like $200.
Sure.
Really?
But it's still pretty cool that he's actually competent and
Yes.
yeah. My note was this entire scene makes Yamcha look so much cooler than I've ever seen him.
He is not what people think he is, actually. Because all of Dragon Ball, he was kind of a badass bandit dude.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he wasn't amazing, but he was certainly competent.
Yep.
6 out of 10.
The problem is the power creep gets real enough in the future of this show that the characters that aren't capable of powering up more get left in the dust.
So fast.
And it kind of sucks. So it's nice in these early episodes that these characters are able to shine a little bit.
Yes.
A fight breaks out on the baseball field, not because of Yamcha, it just happens. As if hockey were a thing. Like I've never seen a fight break out in a baseball game, but it happens here.
Yeah, and the announcers are like, it looks like there might be a brawl happening soon.
As if it happens all the
they're
time.
like totally cool with it.
Yep, they're fine with it. Yamcha gets so excited.
Oh my God.
He's so excited to go fight because a fight's breaking out, and he gets to join in the fray. Krillin shows up.
Yes.
In the middle of an active baseball game, he just walks up to Yamcha and he's like, hey.
Yeah,
like they just let him on the field.
Not just in the middle of an active baseball, in the middle of an active brawl between two teams that are fighting, and there's like the cartoony cloud of dust, and he just shows up. He's just there. He's like, "Yo, I'm here now."
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, Yamcha, what's up? Yajirobe stopped by. He wants us to go meet at the tower and train for this thing. Come with us."
And Yamcha's like, hell yeah, I can't wait to fight
excited.
stuff. He's stoked. And then they walk out of the baseball stadium.
Dude, and then the best worst scene happens. Krillin is an actual human being and explains to Yamcha that Goku's dead and we have to go train because we're the only hope for the Earth now. Why the fuck couldn't he do that for Chi-Chi?
I don't.
He is perfect. He says it. He's awesome. And he delivers the news exactly as he should have, except he should have done that to frickin' Chi-Chi.
Because I think they're trying to explain how intimidating Chi-Chi actually is to everyone else.
Okay.
Like, who else could have been Chi-Chi's wife other than Goku himself?
Okay.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure because that one episode where he just won't tell her really makes him look like a little bitch.
It does. And he's
not.
Yeah, it turns around 180 degrees here.
Yes.
It's a good scene. I liked it a lot.
And then we learn that Bulma and Yamcha, which it was alluded to earlier.
Especially in the original Dragon Ball, I think they either have a thing or one of them is going after the other one romantically. And
which again is a little weird because she's 16 and he's like 20, whatever.
Yeah, they do mention in like the second episode that Yamcha cheated on Bulma.
Yeah,
which is interesting to me because in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Yamcha is just the totally personification of pathetic pile of shit.
Pathetic. Yes, absolutely.
And so it was fun to me that he was the one that broke up with Bulma.
Yes,
not the other way around.
That he's a playboy.
He's a playboy. Yeah, he's actually, I don't necessarily condone it, but it's nice. It's nice to see that he's like a competent, sort of character that can do things, make choices, and
a genuine character.
Yes. So it's revealed that he did sort of cheat on Bulma a little bit, and they broke up over it.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He went according to him, he invited her out to a thing, and she wouldn't go. She wouldn't go, so he took some other lady.
And they broke up because of it,
which is fair because that's kind of shitty.
And then they find out like, oh, we're going to save the world, and Bulma's like, but you don't have to go. But Yamcha's already in the car. He's good to go.
Yeah, because he heard
really
there was
excited.
fighting, and he's like, he fighting.
And I love that he drops the personal turmoil stuff, whatever the relationship's past. Who cares? Earth is at stake. There's a big fight going to happen. I'm totally there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Over that.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to Gohan, who wakes up and all his fruit's gone in the cave. And then there's a big freaking dinosaur who walks out of the cave that he was just in. and the dinosaur is hurt. The dinosaur, it has damage.
It's the Lion and the Mouse, whatever that fable is.
It's Star Wars, the new one.
Yep, it's the new Star Wars. He pulls out the splinter, which is a giant stick.
Oh, it's a huge
It's so
freaking
big.
stick.
Yeah, that was just all up in him.
It's deep inside this freaking, and the dinosaur just tanks it. He's just like, oh, that hurts, but I'm not gonna move.
Yeah, he knows the mouse is out to help him.
And so the mouse pulls in it. The mouse goes, wow, that was huge. Dude, that sucked.
And he gives him the same healing mechanism, the leaf thing.
Yes,
that his dad taught him. That
rolls
he just put
a
on his
leaf.
own arm. He rolls a leaf, puts it on the dinosaur. The dinosaur's all fixed up.
And then he's like,
He goes off to get food for the
the dinosaur. Yes. He's like, don't worry, I'll get you more food, Mr. Dinosaur Man, because you're hurting so bad. And now you're my new friend. And then
He comes back, and Mr. T-Rex that we've seen a couple episodes before is back again.
the big old T-Rex that made him jump on top of the 60 stories up onto a mountainside is back.
And it's attacking the hurt dinosaur.
It's really attacking him, too. It's the full-on, I'm biting this other dinosaur in the neck.
Yeah.
And it's mine now.
And Gohan's like, stop.
Yeah,
Please stop.
No, don't though.
And he tries to help, but he gets flung back.
He gets tail whipped. There's a moment where
It's crazy.
the big dinosaur is attacking the other big dinosaur, and each just destroying him. Gohan runs up to help, and he like kind of sidesteps, kind of like you put your foot out to trip someone.
Yeah.
But it's a giant foot, and Gohan just runs into it, just smacks, and then goes flying back.
And then Gohan goes unconscious, and the T-Rex is like, cool, problem solved, and tears into the dinosaur.
Eats the whole thing.
Eats the whole thing.
Gohan's new friend that he spent this time saving.
This whole
and
episode.
It's bones now.
Yep.
Gohan wakes up and the bones are bleached white.
Yeah.
Like picked freaking clean.
Yeah, and Gohan is just so sad.
Distraught.
He lost his dino buddy.
Yes.
I thought was crazy. What a cool narrative choice.
2 buddies in 2 episodes of Gohan's that are now gone.
He's just losing everything.
Yes.
He's being stripped down from this kid to really relying on himself to survive. And then the episode ends.
Yeah.
That's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode. First episode, we got to see him use his sword. He pulls out the sword like, I'm going to use this.
He does, yeah. And then he doesn't really.
Like Kid Link.
Yeah.
And he just can't.
And that's it.
That's where we're at.
That's where we leave everything. The
episode end. Recap end. And then next time we'll talk about, oh geez, I don't even know because we haven't watched it yet. So
I did watch episode 11.
Oh, you did?
I took notes. It's the one where at the Bug Planet with the Saiyans.
Oh, they do the Bug Planet?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the next
I love
episode.
Bug Planet.
Bug Planet's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the Z fighters getting together to ready to get trained.
Yes, Tien, Shinhan, and Chaozu, the vampire, and
all that. Yeah,
they're all
great
getting together.
stuff.
Yes, and then they're gonna get something's gonna happen. I don't know.
Goku continues on a snake way, but
yes,
some stuff happens to him finally.
Next time, stuff happens.
Yeah,
catch us then. Whatever. We need an outro for this.
I know. We need to
figure out an outro. This will be our outro. Is us trying to figure out an outro every time. I'm down. Whatever.
It's not terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
It's not great.
Thank you for listening to Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. He might hate the show, but he loves that you're listening to it. And if you've enjoyed listening, please consider giving us a rating review on iTunes. We're a brand new podcast, and those reviews help us out a ton in the early days. If you have any questions or comments about the podcast, the episodes we've just covered, or the episodes we'll cover in the future, feel free to contact us via email at mail, M-A-I-L, at ehdbz.com. or on Twitter using the handle @EricHatesDBZ. These rewatch podcasts are a lot more fun when fans join in the conversation. Oh my god, why am I slurring that? And we're hoping to add a fan comments section to the end of each episode. So if there's anything you want to share about your experiences with or the things that you noticed while watching Dragon Ball Z, don't hesitate to get in touch. For those listeners out there who might want to show their support and let us know that our podcast is something that you want to see more of, consider heading over to our Ko-Fi page at ko-fi.com/EricHatesDBZ. There you'll find a donation page where you can help unlock donation goals, such as bonus episodes covering the Dragon Ball Z movies, Twitch or Mixer streams where Eric, Spencer, and I will play the Dragon Ball Z video games, or maybe even watch the movies or select episodes live with all of you, and a ton of other cool extra content. Plus, all donators will have their name read aloud in an episode at the end of each month. That website again is ko-fi.com/EricHatesDBZ. The opening and closing themes for Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z were done by me, John Good. You can find more of my garbage music. I shouldn't say that. You can find more music by me on SoundCloud under the name Burn7. Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z is a part of the Rocktopus network of podcasts. For more entertainment from our team, check out our sister podcast, Tales of Nowhere. It's a gender-bending... I just did the same thing. It's a genre-bending tabletop RPG podcast where we take one cast of characters through multiple games and rule sets to tell one epic story, with a healthy dose of comedy thrown in. That podcast can be found at talesofnowhere.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next week for more Dragon Ballistic Shenron-nanigans. Did you get that one? That's Dragon Ball and then Ballistic and then Shenron-nanigans.